Hey folks, I'm back with some dollar bags of groceries here. You see oranges, carrots, you see some apples, and some mushrooms that I got for $2. These were on clearance and they looked pretty okay, so I took my chance and hope they're good. And I thought I'd film me cooking my mushy dinner for you. I haven't done a edited video in quite some time, and I haven't been going live because I'm honestly sick of listening to myself be depressed and sad all the time. Not to say that I'm any less depressed and sad. I'm sure you know as well as I do that there is a lot to be sad and depressed about. But here we are, cooking, putting away our groceries, and saving these bags so I can pick up my cat poop because I have a cat. Here's Memo. We got him June of 2024 and he's still alive. My grandmother passed last January and he stopped eating for a week, and then I took him to the vet and the vet said get ready for him to get really sick and die. But he's still here and we're still here, so we're gonna cook. I am not gonna wait on cooking these mushrooms even though I have zero energy today. I have been in bed for the most part. Pretty severe lack of appetite actually, but you know, we have to eat and we have to move and we have to do things because we're alive. And so here we are, cleaning the stove up so that we can cook and get ready for another week ahead. This is Sunday evening around 8 p.m. and we are inspecting the mushrooms and they seem to be pretty good. $2, dang good deal. They look beautiful. I'm going to give them a wash, even though you're technically not supposed to wash mushrooms because they get waterlogged, but I just know my mom is watching me from somewhere, maybe, and she's telling me to wash these mushrooms. So we're washing these mushrooms, and whatever water gets logged, we'll squeeze out later. We're going to take out some leftovers from yesterday that I made, some onions and cheese that I have left over, and we're just going to make a little Sunday scrap dinner, which I tend to do. I work at Burlap and Barrel, a spice company, so I have no shortage of spices to put into our mushroom stir fry tonight, and I think I'm going to go with some herbs from France. A little bit of rosemary, apparently it's good for your mind and mental health, so we're going to put that in. And I also have some discontinued porcelain garlic. Eat your heart out, people who like porcelain garlic. I have the last of it. We're going to heat up our skillet, a little bit of oil, make sure it's nice and hot, and then we're going to toast our herbs, put in our garlic, and we're going to give it a little stir before it burns because garlic burns quite quickly. I have the heat on relatively low, and I'm going to add in some nigella seed. They're a little bit bitter, but also very nutty. Tastes like onions and garlic and a little bit of smokiness, perfect for people who can't do alliums. I've been loving nigella seeds because they apparently have some really good medicinal properties, and you know, I need all the medicinal properties in my food as I can get because I have been quite sick these last couple of years. I got mono in 2024 and it was a double post-viral whammy with my COVID that I caught in Thanksgiving of 2022. So I have just been really exhausted, and you know, apparently long COVID ages your cells and makes you just older and more decrepit faster than you ever thought possible, and that is the world that we live in now. So welcome to 2026. I have been somewhat disabled for the last year and a half, and hopefully 2026 will bring some more health, a little bit of recovery maybe, and we're just gonna cook our way through and feed ourselves and try to stay sane because there's a lot to be insane about these days, isn't there? Chopping up these mushrooms, making sure that they are forming an even layer on the bottom of the pan, and just adding them in stages so that the liquid has some time to cook off in between the batches so that they all get a little bit nice and toasty in the pan with the spices. I'm going to add in some sea salt, which is a little bit moist, so it's kind of clumped in the jar. We're just going to use our fingers. Get in there. There you go. Just a little bit because we're going to be adding in the cheese later, which is also salty. And the cheese has some strains of truffle in there. Yeah, I'm a fancy girl. And we're just gonna make sure that we add in our daily dose of microplastics, macroplastics, even, whatever you need to get through the week. And I say at this point, what's the use in escaping plastics in our bodies? I think if you haven't watched Crimes of the Future by Cronenberg, you should, because plastics are yummy and they might make you superhuman, which you might need to become if you are forced to survive in this current world. Just saying. And look at that, nice and toasty, melty, cheesy. And that's it. That's my cheesy, herby, black pepper, nigella mushroom stir fry made with $2 of discounted clearance mushrooms and some leftover onions and cheese. And we're gonna put the rest away in this nice little bomaman jar. And we're just gonna watch me slowly, carefully tip everything into that jar and hope that it fits. And I think it will. Look at that. Nicely done, June. And we're gonna make sure that we're labeling this jar so that we know what date we made it. There you go, January 11th, that's the date. I'm going to then heat up this leftover rice and beans, which is gonna become basically refried beans in this skillet right now. Just a little bit of water to kind of prevent burning and to add some moisture back in there so that I can get it nice and mushy, just like how I like it. Look at that water evaporate. A moment of zen. From liquid to vapor to dinner. And that's basically how I eat these days, guys. Pretty low budget still, I'm not a fancy girl. I got some nice and cheap taste, and I think in this economy that is my superpower. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of my mushy dinners, let me know. How are you doing these days? What would you like to eat together? And before I forget, I'm gonna add in some chili crisp that I made on Christmas Day. If you want to see me make this chili crisp, I can make a video of that too. All you need are some chili flakes, other spices, maybe some sesame seeds if you got them, and a little bit of hot vegetable oil in a pot and a heat-proof container. So I'll show you that next time if you want to see it.